just got to flip it back.
I got you.
All right. And commanded the 12, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of Samaritan enter ye not.
Come on.
Y'all know me, I almost felt a shout, but y'all don't know why I'm shouting, but somebody feel that.
Yes.
Now, I need y'all to know this. So, go not, this is Jesus talking to his disciples, right, Jethro? Go not into the way of the Gentiles and into any city. In Samaritan, he said, go what? Not. Go not, right? All right. I want y'all to marinate on that.
All right, I got you.
Marinate on that. Let's hear the Prince David with a song. John 4:1. John 4:1. When therefore Jesus knew how the Pharisees had heard that Jesus made and baptized more disciples than John. Anybody got their Bible open? Yeah. Somebody read what the second verse say though. Out loud.
Though Jesus himself baptized not, but his disciples.
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? So rumor has it that, right?
All right.
When therefore the great, let's move to the 19th verse. 4:19 says, I like this part. I'm gonna just dip in the middle of it. It says, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet.
Well,
Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. She began to explain why.
all right.
She said, our fathers worshipped in this mountain. And ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where man ought to worship. Jesus said unto the woman, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh
Yes.
when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. But ye shall worship you know not what.
All right.
We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. But the hour cometh, and now is that hour,
All right.
when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him.
All right.
This is the part I like. God is a spirit.
Come on.
All right.
I want that to marinate. When I pause, I want that to, grow root
All
and
right.
sink in.
All right. God is a spirit.
God is a spirit, and they that worship him must get in the spirit.
All right now. Amen. Come on. All right.
Okay, the Bible don't say that. The Bible says, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
Amen. But you ain't got to be in the spirit. All right.
That means you need to sit
Yes.
in a school of wisdom, a city of truth. Let's move, if you will, to John 4:39.
All right.
John 4:39 says, watch this, y'all. Watch this. A lot doesn't happen. You got to go and read that other part for yourself. So just stick with me. But John 4:39 says, and many of the Samaritans of that city believed.
All right now.
Believed on him for the saying of this woman. Can I say that again? And many of the Samaritans of the city, now this is the same city at the Samaritan that we were not supposed to go into, right? Believed on him for they saying of this woman. Where did she testify at? What city? So she testified in the city of Samaritan. And she testified that I met a man. And that what she said? She said, I met a man that was able to tell me the truth about myself. Now watch this, Prophet Eli, and about my God. Come on, somebody. See, in the school of wisdom, he took her to school. Can I get a witness? He began to tell her about herself and about her God. Oh, somebody should have been here on Tuesday night. Amen. She said, he told me all that I ever did. Ain't that something? Ain't that something this woman began to tell and testify? The 40th verse said, so when the Samaritan would come into him, they besought him that he would tarry with them, and he abide there 2 days.
All right now.
I feel like I've been here 2 days. But all right. Abide there 2 days. And the Bible said in the 41st verse, and many more believed because of his own words.
All right now.
And said unto the woman, now we believe.
All right now.
Now we believe not because of thy saying only, for we have heard the prophet for ourselves, and know that this is indeed the Christ, the Savior of the world, the anointed one, the black one, the chosen one.
Yes. Come on. He's the one.
Many times when we testify, we thanking a black Jesus. Ain't that right? Jesus walked on the earth. So then we find that the woman got excited. Didn't she get excited? She got excited. Now you understand that the ways of the Samaritan was not the same ways of the Jews, right?
All right.
Right? And this is why Jesus had already said we ain't even gonna travel through that way, right? But there was a need.
Yes, it was.
There was a need. Jesus himself couldn't have done it.
Right.
Come on, I hope y'all get this. I said Jesus himself couldn't have changed the people.
Well,
we always think John the Baptist, and it is true, John the Baptist is a forerunner. But how many know he ain't the only forerunner? Am I talking to somebody? He's not the only forerunner. But this woman was a forerunner for Jesus. And let me tell you this, some folks didn't like her character. Some folks didn't like her personality. Victoria, some folks felt like she was a little loose. Ain't that right? Oh, well, Prophet, why do you talk about the woman? Because Jesus told her to go get your husband. Jesus could be a little sarcastic. Jesus said, go get your husband so I can tell you all things. And the woman said, I have no husband. And Jesus said, what? You telling the truth. Now, Jesus knew that was the truth. Why did he already ask her? Am I talking to somebody? He said, and the one, he said, you done had 5 husbands, and the one you with, not even yours.
go ahead.
Ain't that something? Ain't that something? But what I love about it is what Jesus was doing. He was transforming her mind in a city of truth.
Yes.
See, the city of truth could be wherever you you are.
All right now.
If you're on Facebook and you spreading good news, that's the city of truth.
All right now.
If you're in the police station and you spreading the gospel, that's the city of truth.
All right now.
If you at work and you telling somebody, let not your heart be troubled, you have just entered into the city of truth. And you see that this woman went through the city. One thing we know is she could get some men's attention. Well, let that marinate for you.
Come on.
Y'all with me?
Yeah. Come on.
She was able to get some attention.
All right now.
And let me tell you about a woman.
All right now.
If a woman can get a man's attention or men attention, that's why I love the Empress. That means they also can get women's attention. They may talk about you because they envy you. Because they kind of want to be like you. They kind of want to walk like you and talk like you. Can y'all see this? So we find out here that when she started talking, she was like E.F. Hutton. People started listening.
I hear you, Prophet.
And the truth started to resonate with the people, and they started to believe. Ain't that what the Bible said? That they started to believe even before Jesus got to the city.
All right now.
But she asked them to come and abide for 2 days. And that's when the city of Samaria went up. Ain't that all right? And this is what happened when they went up. If you don't mind, the third chapter. No. 3rd John. 3rd John. Let's go to the back of the book into 3rd John. 3rd John, I'm going to read starting at the 2nd verse. 3rd John, this is my exit. I'm getting ready to move. 3rd John, it says, 3rd John 2. I believe this was the woman's testimony and message to the Samaritans. And I believe this can be our message today.
All right.
I want you to think about all you've been through. How did you get to the school of wisdom? How did you get to the city of truth? You had to come by a disciple. You had to come by a teacher. You had to come through some trials and tribulations, some ups and some downs. You was talked about, lied on, criticized. You was sick. You was broke. Am I talking to somebody? You didn't just come because you was altogether lovely. Something was going on. If it wasn't you, it was a family member. It was a mother, father. Somehow it got you here. Can I get a witness? And so the story goes, I can imagine, if you will,